If you're deciding how to best use the Mighty Networks platform to create impact and revenue with your online courses, this video is for you. I'm Marcia Chadley, and I enjoy sharing my Mighty Networks know-how so that you feel empowered and comfortable to use the platform. Many people, when they first start using the Mighty Networks platform, have the idea that they want to offer several online courses to a wide audience and perhaps have an optional community, a membership that people who are interested in their courses want to be part of. That is something you can do with the Mighty Networks platform. Let's look at one of the ways you can do that. A good way to understand the Mighty Network structure is to think of it as a building. And as the host of a Mighty Network, you get to architect your building, set it up the way you want, and you're the interior designer too. You can put what you want in each of the different spaces. All members of the network, anyone who's taking a course in your network, anyone who might belong to a membership community in your network, they all can be in this green home area. You'll notice that the doors, the openings to the other rooms come through that area. So that's why everyone who is a member of the network, everyone who's taking a course in the network, goes through that particular space. So if you look at this structure and think about how you would architect a building that holds several courses, you would set up this green area, the home area, as a free lobby, a space that everybody can get into, and they can use it to access their individual courses. So your paid courses would be in these side rooms. They could have a one-time fee. They could have a subscription fee. Any way you want to do it. They can even be free. Inside those rooms, there's also a community activity built in just for the people in these courses. And you could use one of those rooms to have a paid community or membership available. And that, again, could be a subscription-based thing. This strategy is a way of easily doing what you're familiar with other teaching platforms. You might already be doing this using Facebook groups in Teachable or Kajabi. It's called a freemium model because people join the Mighty Network for free. Their network membership is free. And then they have the option to pay for courses and the premium membership area. Depending on how you want people to join the network and what type of visibility you want for that home area of the network, you can set up your network to be a paid Mighty Network, a free paid Mighty Network, a public Mighty Network, or a private Mighty Network. My network is a public network set up with this freemium model. Before you decide if this is the strategy for you, there are some things you're going to want to know. In this strategy, courses are the main attraction, and each of these courses are going to require time and energy for you to build and promote and facilitate. You'll need to set up and maintain that free lobby area because you want to attract a large audience into this free space, and converting them is not always easy. There are easier and more successful ways to use the Mighty Networks platform to create impact and revenue using your know-how and your course content. So it's worth taking a look at some of the alternatives to this freemium model to see if they're going to be a better fit for you. The alternative strategies we're going to look at still use this same set of rooms. We still have the area that people come into and everybody in the network belongs to, that home area. And we're going to change up what we do in that area. We're also going to change the access into the network so that everybody coming in is going to be paying for the membership in that home area. And inside this home area, in the membership area, you'll be doing things to nurture and nourish your members and their connection, creating group interaction, and taking people on a journey that's related to what you do in your courses. In the freemium model that we talked about at the beginning of this video, courses are the main focus. And the membership, the community aspect, is secondary, plays a supporting role. The alternatives we're going to look at now shift that. They center on community and all the wonderful advantages you can get out of a vibrant Community where people are interacting not only with you, but with each other, and that you're guiding on a journey and nourishing their journey. Centers on that, with the content, with your course information being a supporting role. The first alternative that I'd like you to imagine, so right now we're just imagining and thinking and sparking your imagination. The first one is to have that community area so people get into the network. If you remember that slide, they're in that green homeroom area. They've paid to come in. That's where the community action is happening. Now there's a second option. That's like the first tier of membership. You're in that room together. The second tier of membership at a higher price also gives them access to a course or courses that you have in your network. So you basically have 2 tiers of membership and 2 different prices. The second alternative that you might consider is, what if you had one membership fee to get into your network? Again, you're in that green area, that home room, and you have courses set up around the side that are free. So if somebody pays to join your network, they're invested in what you're doing, they want to be there, and they have the choice of going to whatever the courses they want for free. Now you have to price your network accordingly for any of these scenarios, and there are other strategies that you could come up with too. So let your imagination wander for a bit. What would it look like if you centered the transformation and the impact that you're having on your people in community, with the courses and the course content you have supporting that? Creating a mighty network to echo what you're currently doing, to replace what you're already familiar with, is like using a smartphone camera to only do what non-phone cameras will do, to only take pictures. It's handier and it works, but it limits where you go. I really took off with my smartphone camera once people who knew what they were doing with smartphones, my kids, helped me understand what all the different possibilities were. I can do the same thing for you and the Mighty Networks platform. I can help you go from strategies that you understand and you're familiar with into exploring alternatives that you had no idea you could do with this new platform. If you look at the video description, you'll see an invitation into my network where I share some of these information and ideas and tips. And I also enjoy working privately with people.